New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
The full house in the house tonight. What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Knick Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what, guys? We looking for revenge. The Knicks beat the 76ers 106-79. That's right, 79. That's right, we held a team under 80 points for the third time this season, and we got that revenge, y'all. All right? And we had all sorts of contributions today. OG Anunoby came back today to play. Welcome back, OG Anunoby. He had 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal for OG Anunoby. Precious, my precious Pachua came off the bench and gave us 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Miles McBride, or I like to call him Deuce, gives you 13 points. Big shot Brunson gives you 20 points and 9 assists. And my man of the hour today, the role player in this role player in the NBA, Josh Hart, came to play and gave you 20 points, 10 assists, and 19 rebounds. I saw somebody on Twitter say, why didn't Tiz leave him in to get 20 rebounds? I don't know. But he's a 6'4" guard giving you 19 rebound games. The Knicks did their thing. They passed the rock today. They gave like 30 assists today. They had a 30-point lead at one point. The ball was moving, the defense was playing. It seemed like all was right with the world once OG Anunoby came back with the Knicks, and we get to see some proper spacing, some proper balance for these Knicks today. So I'm happy that the Knicks won, and we're gonna talk about it, all right? The good, and the good. We talking about everything today, okay? And I'm gonna introduce you to my guys, the full house. First and foremost, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy, the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. Big win for the Knicks, 106-79. Defense is rolling again. Let's go.
Let's go. And you know, I gotta introduce my guy, the Latin assassin, Lee Escobeedo. My man still has a job. All right, people, he still has a job.
Nova boys, baby. Nova boys, yes. Deadspin might be dead, but I am not. Still here, alive and kicking, firing off the hot takes and hanging with the homies. Let's go Knicks, baby. Nova boys in the house.
And of course, you already know Rookie of the Year. Our girl Ebony is chilling with us today. I know she probably got props on props back in that toy chest of hers. How you feeling, Ebony?
Prop day. What's up, y'all? It's definitely prop day. It was a beautiful game. Beautiful game. We beat them down like we were supposed to. And it was nice to see defense, some type of defense. You know, I get to unretire something. We lock them mofos up, y'all.
Lock them up. We locked them up.
They couldn't get anything. We didn't make it easy at all. They were very stagnant. And Brunson and Josh Hart did amazing getting teammates involved. The cut and the movement, it was just beautiful basketball on both sides of the court. A great team defense. It was a point. I'm not sure. I didn't look at the whole box score just yet. It was a point though in the game where we had more assists than they had field goals. So yeah, that's what we were doing. You hear that? We had more assists than they had field goals.
Beauty.
That's crazy.
Beauty. Thing of beauty.
That is crazy.
And didn't Oubre say something about, I'm pretty sure we're going to score more than 80 points the next game? Bruh. Sorry, that didn't happen. Too bad. So sad. Back to the drawing board. And there's a lot to talk about, but I want to start off by welcoming back our most versatile defender on the squad, OG Anunoby. Because to me, OG Anunoby being back, starting with the New York Knicks, just puts everything back in its place. It puts almost everybody back in their roles, and it makes things easier for everyone. I feel like our style of play has changed drastically since Julius Randle is gone, but we haven't had that change in style of play with OG Anunoby being here. OG Anunoby gives you more spacing, which means you don't see Jalen Brunson getting triple teamed, which means you can see our bigs actually get into the hole easier, which means you don't have Dante shooting 100 threes a game anymore because he doesn't have to shoot 100 threes in a game anymore. And then you'll also have the defense. Tibbs doesn't have to choose between offense and defense anymore. It just puts everything back where it should be. OG Anunoby being here, just being on the floor, just made everything operate a lot smoother. So I, for one, am glad that OG is here now. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists doesn't even begin to quantify the effect that OG has had on the game. Just the fact that he's on the floor, he's able to guard three people in the play and cover up mistakes. I love the guy being here, man. It's made a world of difference for us already. And you can see how much easier it is to score. You don't have Josh Hart doesn't have to shoot 100 threes anymore. It's like everything becomes much easier. I don't know. What do you think, Ebony? What do you think of the OG game and how he had to play?
I think OG is the man. That's what I think. Just his, like you mentioned, just his presence. You have to stay with him. He's a lethal shooter. You see him, he's comfortable, and I guess he's been watching film before, probably of himself right before he got injured, when he was being more aggressive. I mean, when he's finding his stride and looking real comfortable in our offense. We got to see more of his 3-level scoring, if you want to say. You know, he's hitting in the mid-range, hitting outside, driving to the hole. That spin move dunk was nasty.
Yes.
It was nasty. That was a nasty move. And New York punished them every time they went small. Mo Bamba got into foul trouble, and every time they had to go small, we punished them in the paint. Whether it was OG or Precious. Precious had some crazy dunks today. And it was mostly when they went small. So OG just makes you see people hesitant to attack him.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes your offense stagnant in itself because they're hesitant to even try against him. Tobias Harris had 0 points in the first half. He didn't score his first field goal until the middle of the third quarter. So again,
steady trying to find my motive.
Locked up, they won't let me out. And then even when Kelly Oubre was trying to get off, I think he had like 12 points. What did he at halftime? What did he finish with for the game?
19.
There you go. Clamped up. So you see, and then with his defense, it makes offense. You see us pushing. New York pushed as much as I've seen in a long time today. Yeah. We were pushing off of missed shots and pushing off of turnovers.
Yep.
Like just any chance we got, we were getting there trying to make sure that Philly didn't set their defense up.
Yeah, I agree.
That's when it was a time in the game. It was part of OG too. It was a time in the game where we got like stagnant in offense. Like we couldn't score. I think Tom Thibodeau called a shot. And then I believe it was Deuce came out and hit a little pull-up 3-pointer. And then we started pushing, like just every rebound, just straight get into the perimeter. We started getting easy 3-pointers. Then you had seen Brunson get a steal, hit the behind the back to OG. You know, Brunson is excited that OG back. I got some more help. You know, he did the
behind the back jib. Yeah.
Yep. And then after that, again, pushing off of missed shots. Then we hurry up and get Dante a good 3-pointer. Then get Brunson 2 good look 3-pointers. Just pushing, getting them easy shots where before it was a little getting stagnant in that game. So, yeah, OG makes a huge difference. This is why I said that I wanted – there was a question going around Twitter. Who would you want to come back first? And a lot of people went Randall, of course. Mm-hmm. But I went OG. Because he stops the major flaw we have as a team that we have for many years, and that's that big wing. And on top of that, he adds offense. So you get best of both worlds. You get the offense and the lockdown defense. So like it makes everything easier for everybody else, as you see.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. OG unlocks everybody. He's like the master key for these Knicks right now. You saw when he first got here how he went on that run. We only lost 2 games once he was healthy. He just unlocks everybody. Dante doesn't have to guard the best offensive player anymore. Like he spreads the floor. He just unlocks everything. I don't know who else. Ryan, you want to talk about OG or what you saw today on the Knicks?
Yeah, one key stat, and Ebony brought it up. Tobias Harris ain't scored no points in the first half. He scored his first points in the second half. OG Anunoby was on Tobias Harris for most of the game. You know how many points Tobias Harris ended the game with in total?
How many?
2 points.
2
points.
Bruh.
Locked him up completely.
Planks.
But yeah,
Locked up. Bootleg J. Cole, man.
Exactly. But with OG, yeah, he's the guy. He's a guy that not only is he a big plus on defense, he's a big plus on offense as well, because on offense he spreads the floor. It gives guys like Brunson more space to operate in the half court, and also it also opens up the lanes for the Knicks as well. So you see more movement off ball, more ball movement and things of that nature as well. So he just unlocks a lot when it comes to Knicks offense when he's thrown into a lineup, and defensively he's a defensive anchor. He guards 1 to 5. His help defense is crazy. A lot of times with the rotations, the guy that's left open, OG is rotating to that guy and stopping that pass from being made for the opposing team. And yeah, he's definitely been a missing piece. And the thing I like about OG too is like there's no, because sometimes when players are out for an extended period of time, it takes a while for them to get back into the groove of things and their fit and things of that nature. Knicks just slid him right in. It's like they didn't miss a beat.
It's crazy. He just came in and hit like a pull-up midi off rip, then hits a 3-pointer off rip. I'm like, we're no rust? That like nothing?
Exactly. Like this dude, they just slid this dude back to the start line, but it's like he never left.
You are human, man. I'm not gonna talk about nobody, but there's people on this team or who aren't on his team anymore that take a long time once they come off an injury to get back in rhythm again. So it's crazy to see OG come in here and just off the rip. It's like, man, okay, you like that, but like, you know what? I feel like OG, like learning his story, he's so meticulous. I think he's so meticulous that he shoots 100. I feel like he shoots 1,000 threes a game, or 1,000 threes a day. That's why he's so efficient from that corner three, and that's why he had that elbow injury in the first place. I feel like it's repetition. I feel like I feel like he's done so many reps, he messed up his elbow. Like I truly believe that he's just that hard of a worker. That it's like kind of automatic. It's funny because I was listening to like Gilbert Arenas podcast, and every now and again he says something that's worth remembering. And then like what stood out to me is the really good people are just workaholics, and sometimes they get injured being workaholics. So I think that's why OG is just that good at shooting threes. But yeah, what you got to say? What's your thoughts on the game, Lee Escobeedo?
Let's crack one open for our man OG and Anunoby's return, man. My boy was beasting on defense and is a key to Tom Thibodeau's read and react offense. Now, that read and react offense can frustrate us a lot throughout the season, but I think there always needs to be a little bit of grace given to him when we're not at full health, and especially more than any other person that's out. OG is that guy that now replacing Hart as the one who just defensive rebound and then throws the outlet pass. That being him instead of Hart allows Hart to be able to be a playmaker downhill.
Exactly.
Now Josh Hart is back into his best position, which is as a playmaker in the paint. He drives. He either is going to pull up and let it off, and he's very good from that downhill in transition, or he finds the corner shooters, which he did tonight, and allowing OG to take that position as that defensive rebounder and outlet passer makes us a much more fluid offense. You see the ball moving more, and you see Hart really you see his worth and the glue of a team. Listen, I'm ready to sign that apology for him at any point because he was frustrating the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I think of the four of us, I'm the one who's okay with saying I was wrong the most.
You are.
Even though I'm probably wrong the least. No, I'm just kidding. But Josh Hart, he can be frustrating, but I think I should have had a better perspective that we were not at full health and he was having to do too much and play outside of his comfort zone and what his strengths are. So, man, now that OG's back, that Hart OG Precious lineup, y'all, that is clamped.
Yes.
That's high-level prison guard defense. It is scary.
It's very scary. And, the thing is, when the offense is a lot different when Precious isn't the one camped out in the corner.
Facts.
A lot different because you wondering like, man, how come we couldn't score? We only scored like 73 points because we have Precious in the corner waiting for the three instead of diving to the rim like he was today. And it's a lot different when he's diving to the rim every play instead of just relying on that corner three. You got OG waiting for the corner three now. And then if he close off and if you shut him off, he can go to the hole and dunk it on you. That's completely different. One thing that I love about OG is when Jalen Brunson gets doubled, to me, he has the most tools. Him and Dante have the most tools to punish people once you double Brunson. And I feel like, Dante, when you have two of those guys on the floor who can relieve that pressure of a double team instead of one, it makes a world of difference. And that's when you get the bazookas out. You wonder where those gunshots? Those gunshots are actually recorded sounds of Ebony shooting the bazooka.
Sniper gang.
Oh, sniper gang. My bad.
Nah, that's not the bazooka.
That's not bazooka. My bad.
It's the sniper gang. See, look, sniper gang in the tower. They ready. You see them ready in the tower? Little sniper.
I see him. But yeah, I'm gonna tell everybody, Josh. I know Ebony's ready. Josh Hart, man. Josh Hart.
Yes.
Everybody got on jail for Josh Hart, man. And Lee said something very poignant. Whenever somebody is not in a proper role, they look bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is. I can go all the way back to Tim Hardaway Jr. when he was here and he was the number one option. That boy was not a number one option. He's a guy off the bench, third option at best. Julius Randle when he was here, and he was number one option. He was looking crazy, spin moves all nuts. And now he's like a number 2-3 option next to Brunson. He looks a lot better. When you got Josh Hart here, he's the number 3 option, and it's like, man, he's not supposed to be the one who's supposed to be shooting all these threes and making all these decisions all the time, playing 40 minutes a game. Even during that stretch, he's played well. He's been shooting 39% from three, and 39% from three with 11.2 rebounds a game during the stretch and averaging 15.7 points. So he's done admirable, but that's not his role. So that's a lesson to be taken for Knicks fans when you looking at these players and criticizing them. Are they playing to their role? Now, if they're not playing to their role, then we have to look at it a little bit differently. That's all I have to say. All right.
I just want to say that Lee, I know something that is looking like it's trending towards you being wrong. Just one little thing, and that's this Burks and Bogey thing going on right now. I just want to say for this type of production, don't y'all think we should maybe play Sims then?
Play Sims in place of who?
Yeah, well, because they had Precious. I think was he playing 5? They played iHeart a lot more minutes today. I guess he's feeling okay, feeling a little bit better. But I like him more so to get as much rest like Julius as possible. You don't play with the Achilles, So I would like, and Sims has done a great job in that backup role, a little bit solid job rather. I would rather see him just ride with him for a little while and let iHeart get back, as much rest as possible because we're going to need him in the playoffs.
I hear what. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was saying Ihart was he played reasonable minutes. So he only played 20. So I think
Oh,
that's pretty reasonable for Ihart, you know. But yeah, I did want to speak on Josh Hart a little bit. You know, as y'all know already, I'm pretty much president of the No Slander to Josh Hart Club, meaning, you know, if you slander Josh Hart, you'll be excommunicated, you'll be muted, you'll
Uh-oh.
be locked up, you'll be thrown over to the river, whatever you want
Damn.
to call it. I do not stand for no more Josh Hart slander because that man's been balling his ass off, especially since the injuries, playing 40 plus minutes a game, getting triple doubles and things of that nature. So I just want to say that first and foremost. But but yeah, get into Bogdanovic and Burks and what they should do with that situation with the Knicks. Burks, I'm pretty much done with at this point. I don't feel a need to play him anymore. McBride has pretty much taken that backup point guard role and made it his own because Burks has shown no resistance whatsoever since he's been with the Knicks. Even tonight, the Knicks blew out the Sixers by like 30 plus points. Tibbs benched Brunson early, benched all these guys early, and left Burks out there along with Bogdanovic and others. And I'm like, all right, this is garbage time. You know, show me a little something. You know, show me you can at least make a shot or two. And Burks is still there bricking it up, helping New York City build more brownstones in the five boroughs out there. And I'm just like, yo, like he has shown no signs whatsoever of even helping this team remotely. Because even when Grimes was here, even if Grimes wasn't producing offensively, I knew every night that man was going to play his ass up on defense. And the team's identity is defense. At least you know you could get that from Grimes every single night. Burks, if he's not scoring, he's useless because he can't defend either. At least with Bogdanovic, I'm a bit more patient with Bogdanovic because at least Bogdanovic has shown me something. He's had at least a few good games where he's actually produced off the bench. But I'm pretty much done with Burks at this point. At this point, I feel like he should be nailed to the bench, not getting no playing time, maybe situational minutes here and there, but that's about it. And so far, I know we've been saying Leon the Don and things of that nature, but so far it's looking like Leon has struck out on this trade so far based on Burks' production and Bogdanovic not showing up like he should in these games so far.
Lee, what you got to say?
Uncle Fulio, get ready. I hope you're in the chat, buddy, because your main man's about to defend Alec Burks. I can't
What?
What? Listen, first of all, let's be honest about our main man, Quentin Grimes. Now, I wish a kid luck. I do not think how he's playing now is how he'll play for an entire career. But yesterday, my boy was in full bum mode. 1 of 8, 0 for 6 from 3. So let's not pretend that he's impacting winning over there in Detroit or doing anything besides playing hard but not efficient. I'm not worried about Alec Burks. I'm especially not worried about Bojan Bogdanovic. Burks, to me, is situational. We have many games to be played before deciding who the backup playmaker is. Is it DiVincenzo running with the second unit? Is it McBride actually going to a 9-man rotation to the playoffs? Or is it Alec Burks? I think we have options. I think Shake would crack the rotation if Tibbs was seeing something interesting in practice. So I don't think that's going to happen. But Bojan Bogdanovic, my man, has consistently throughout his entire career upped his level of play in the playoffs, both efficiency and statistically, than he does in a regular season. So I'm not worried about our veteran. I think he had struggled with double coverage and always having someone on him before OG returned. I know he had a bad game tonight, but I think repetition minutes alongside him and Randall, 2 guys you cannot leave open, where he is seeing more open shots or just single coverage with a weaker defender. I think you'll start see him get to cooking before the playoff time starts. I'm less worried about him than I am Burks, but both these guys are professionals, and both these guys will do whatever Tibbs asks them to. It's not a Cam Reddish situation where they want more than what they're being given. I think both will plug in once we're fully healthy, and you will see Bojan Bogdanovic help us win a playoff game on our way to a championship.
Can I say something real quick? I really hope so, Lee. I really do. It's not because even with Bogey and them, it's not even in the flow anymore. With Bogey, I think it's more so of him in his own head wanting to do so well.
Agreed.
But I don't see how Randall or anybody else could help their struggles because they're just not hitting their shots. You know, they're not adding anything else, and then they're not adding anything else. Hield had one of the slowest hezzy blow-bys on Bogey I've ever seen in my life. It was so bad that Tom Thibodeau called a timeout as soon as it happened. Woo! We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. You understand? It was the slowest hezzy blow by ever. That can't be helped. Randall can't help that. You understand?
Sure.
So like they have to do something else. They have to get if not put their worth solely on offense. You're struggling right now. Okay, do something else. That's my issue with it.
That's
so yes,
very fair.
Grimes is not shooting well. He's also injured right now because that knee is still bothering him or whatever. But like Ryan had mentioned, he does still give you defense. Bum
Agreed.
knee and all. We seen that in the playoffs. Hurt himself, stripped Jimmy Butler. Like so, bum injury and all, he's still going to give you that dog mentality on defense. So Burks and them need to join us in New York in our mentality. If you can't hit a shot, do something else.
I agree.
That's all.
100% with that.
That's
I'm not
my
making
issue.
any excuses because both of them have been ass cheats. Especially Burks has been even worse. I like the 50% shooting that Bojan gave us last time. I think he should play more. I know they were keying in on him and they were really trying to shut him down, but he started getting his shot going in the second half, and I wish Tiz would have played him a little bit more. Maybe we would score 2 more points, 3 more points. We could have won.
I'm talking about the last game, not this game.
Yeah, right, last game. But
yeah, I want to say real quick too. Shake Milton played today, and he was looking real Detroit Burkish.
For sure.
Shots fired.
Oh no, not another one.
Shots fired. Damn.
I'm not making excuses. I just think both of them will come around, especially Bogey, by the time the playoffs start. I'm optimistic, but they're both ass right now, for sure.
Yeah, I want them to prove, like, I want them to do well. We need them to do well. Like, this ain't what we've expected at all.
Sure, agreed.
Yeah, I would say this, like, trust me, like, I want to be wrong too. Like, I want to come back and be like, Burks, you've proven me wrong, and Bojan Bogdanovic, I'm not really down on him like that. Like, I'm way more willing to give Bogdanovic a chance over Burks because at least Bogdanovic showed me something. I want to be wrong, but I'm also not going to step away from the fact that they haven't shown up the way they should have since the trade.
I'm a guy who felt like, you know what? I think Burks would be good here. I think I'm wrong, dog. This is not looking good. It's not looking good at all. And the reasons why I think I'm wrong is because even today, right? Even today, when we're like, you know what? Maybe he can handle some point guard duties because he did that with the Knicks. The point guard duties, the decision making has been booty cheeks, right? Today, he's like, you know what? Burks, he hits the corner threes. That's one thing he do well. You hit the corner three. McBride, point guard. He's point guard. He goes to the hole, hits Burks in the corner, breaks the three. I'm like, all right, Burks, what? Like, what are you doing good right now? It's been a while, yo. It's been like 2 weeks now, and I haven't seen any progress. It's kind of weird. It's really weird. I don't know what's happening, but it's really weird. And it's funny because, next season, I feel like we're going to have to look for like another cheap combo guard next season or something because I'm not sure if Burks is going to be here. At first I thought, you know what, he'll be here. He'll run his contract. We might resign him for like a minimum or something like that. I don't even think that's going to happen. I think he's just going to blow in the wind.
I think New York might do like a Denver move this year. Seriously, this offseason, where they get a high risk draft pick maybe that could really score, like a Michael Porter Jr., where you can afford to let them grow and develop and get to where they need to be. And I think they do something like that. And again, the CBA, we never know. I call it the clearance sale. We never know who's gonna go in the clearance sale. Because nobody's trying to get into those aprons.
We ain't drafting nobody. We're gonna find somebody undrafted and we're gonna groom like how we did everybody else. Or we're gonna find somebody who's like the 60th pick of the draft, like Sims or McBride. Because like you said, nobody wants to mess with that apron.
No, nobody.
And that's why we haven't even been drafted in the last few years, because we've been trying to squeeze money every which way we can for the last 3 years or 2 years.
And also with Burks, I was saying that he's not situational anymore. That baby desperation. Like if we desperate, that's what we put him in.
You know, though, I mean, come on. I think we should pump the brakes a little bit. It's only been 12 games, and we're not depending on him in a really serious role. It's not like Tony Douglas when he was running the team with Melo, Stoudemire, and Chandler. Like, this is a different situation. He is, what do you want to call him, situational or
Desperation.
Desperational. We can afford for him to be bad, and we still blow the socks off of other teams. So I think he can eventually fill a 12-minute game role, hitting those corner threes and playing, hopefully, knock on wood, decent average defense. Because right now, he's been total cheats. I got faith in the kid or the moment.
I hope so, Lee. I really do. But these numbers, you've seen the NBA University numbers. Them things look terrible. Like you can't change that. He's going to get less shots with more people. You understand? Like he probably get less shots with the more people that are here. And the whole thing of us getting them was so they could help Brunson carry the load until we got the healthy players. Yes. And they didn't do that, even with Brunson being double. You understand? They were getting wide open shots. Bogey, especially in the clutch, was getting some crazy shots that he has not really made since he's been here. And I get it. I gave grace. I'm still giving grace for Bogey. I don't know. That Hill blow by kind of, I was like, you know me and defense. So that
it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's that kind of made me look at Bogey a little different because he has been competing, and to me that just looked like like I'm giving up. And today it wasn't in the flow of the offense of his shots. He came in just running and gunning. It was like Burks Jr. I was like, what the Detroit Pistons doing?
Here's the thing with the Burks and Bogey thing, and then we can move on. Is the thing is, we said this before, we can't have them both in at the same time. When they're both in at the same time, that's when the stuff falls off the rails.
Yes.
And to me, that's what makes Burks even more unplayable, because Bojan is so bad defensively. You have to surround him with defenders. And if you're a guy and you're okay on defense and you're a zero offense, it makes it even harder to play him next to Bojan because you're just not giving us anything. Which is why it's like I feel like right now Burks is just here to give Dante like 5 minutes of rest. Like pretty much. Because you don't want to play them together. Like they played together in that second quarter. That's when the 76ers actually start to make the comeback. And then in the third quarter, it was Dante with Bojan and everybody else's defenders, and we were kind of sustainable then. So that's the second time where I seen Bojan or third time when I saw Bojan with defenders around him, and it was like a little bit more stomachable. You know, like we still came kind of out positive. So like to me, that's the formula. So that's what's making me thinking like, man, this Burks thing might not work out like I thought it was going to, but.
I want the chat to know this is not alcohol. This is sparkling water. I am not drunk defending Alec Burks. I think that we need to pump the brakes a little bit. I'm still on a sobriety train. If there's one silver lining, it's our boy Deuce McBride, 13 points, 5 of 8, 3 of 5. Now, I know a lot of that was garbage time. We were already up by 20, 25 points. Sure, but I think the OG effect, having another guy who demands a double team, who you can't leave open, McBride is taking advantage of that offensive flow. And I think eventually Burks and Bojan will too, especially when we're able to pair Bojan with Mitchell Robinson off the bench. That is going to be very nice, opposed to a Bojan Precious lineup where you give up a lot of rim protection and offensive rebounding. When Mitch grabs that offensive board and kicks out to Bojan, if he starts missing, then I will hop on this podcast and I'll burn them both to the ground and say, get rid of both these bums. But we're not at full health yet. So I'm going to pump the brakes and give them some grace that hopefully they find their niche.
This is like bizarre world to me. Like I feel like I took over Lee's body.
Man, I prayed for you for that, bro.
Like I'm usually chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, especially my old KOT fan who's seen a bunch of our debates. Aren't I usually to give the guy some grace, guy? Like, isn't that usually like my line? Yeah. Like, what happened? What happened this season?
It's the weed, man. The weed's making me chilled out. You know what I mean?
Roses and petunias, my favorite flowers.
And I'm just gonna throw in one last thing right quick. to take a page out of State's book, Burke right now is putting up civil rights numbers. Just to take a page out of State's book.
Free at last. Free at last.
Detroit Burks. But I just want to give the Detroit Pistons is driving me nuts. I'm gonna just get off of that. Bogey had one of the worst takes to the basket I ever seen today. But we're gonna stop talking about that. We're gonna move on. Let's talk about Deuce.
Move on. We're gonna move on.
Deuce, my guy.
There's way more good things that happen.
There's way more good things. Yeah, way more good things.
Deuce. You see what playing gets you. The confidence you see in Deuce. My man is taking pull-up threes in front of people. Don't care if you're there. Don't care if you're behind him. He's pulling up from three. My man is doing step back threes.
Yep.
Like he is confident. His confidence is growing. He got OG a nice little open 3-pointer to get a run going.
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting better in his playmaking abilities. The defense is the defense.
It's always gonna be there.
This is why I love defenders. To me, defense is the hardest part. You can go to a gym and work on your craft and learn how to shoot and learn how to dribble. Everybody can't learn how to play defense. Some people have and some people don't. Some people don't have the lateral quickness,
right,
to just keep somebody in front. But even if you don't have those, I'm about to get back on Burks. Even if you don't have that lateral quickness, play great team defense. Like Brunson plays good team. When he's good, he in them spots, in them holes, getting offensive fouls, doing what he can. His size maybe limits him from being a great defender, things of that nature, his physical set. But do something else. That's all. Deuce does a lot of something else. He impacts the game in a lot of different ways when he's out there.
No, I agree. You already told every post game. I'm just amazed about how much his handle has improved from month to month. Hang dribbles, crossovers, in and outs, getting to the paint more. He's doing sidestep threes, step back threes, relocation threes. He's driving and kicking to the corner threes. If Sims is there, he's gonna give him the lob. The confidence is growing. It's a matter of time, man. He just needs to get more reps. He's get more reps, and we'll be fine. And right now, he's like mini Marcus Smart out there. Maybe more offensive though. He gives you a little even more offense than Marcus Smart right now. But he's a dog. He's a pit bull. He earned his minutes. Like it's a different type of confidence when the Knicks brought in somebody to take your spot and you took it from him.
Yes.
Do you know what that can do for your confidence? Do you know what I feel like he has to wake up at night and go, yeah, I did that. Yep. Yeah, I did that. Now they're gonna let your contract right out, brother, because I took your spot. like I feel like that's the energy he's on right now. And man, I can't wait till next year because I feel like the playmaking is going to improve even more next year. So I can't wait for that. And
I can't wait for the playoffs. I thought if he ends up taking Bert's spot, he's going to be integral. And that 15 minutes a game is going to be huge when he's in there. And he's going to be guarding a lot of the other players, bench guys. And in any matchup with a bench player of his caliber, he's going to beast him, shut him down on defense, and drill those corner threes on offense. He's going to be very instrumental.
No, I agree. I'm really curious to see how Precious is going to play. Like, how are we going to use Precious? Are we going to be using Precious as much? That's to me, this is going to be the biggest question for these playoffs.
I think Tibbs knows his, job is on the line. Everybody's playing for their job still. He wants an extension. So I think this playoff, you will see him probably be more creative, adapt more, because what's next if he loses this, if they don't extend him, I'm pretty sure he's thinking about those things. And also Precious brings so much to it. You see what Precious with less minutes and fresher legs will do for you. It's the same, just more energy because he doesn't have to play those all games or like he was just doing recently. and he can still guard. So we have two versatile defenders on those wings because he can also do, guard the long wings too, Paul. He can do that also. And then he gives you the offensive rebound, and he gives you the rebound and straight hustle and Hart, another person just straight hustle and Hart. And then with some legs, obviously he can dunk on people.
I hear you.
So I'm just imagining the adrenaline of playoffs on top of already his hustle, his motor. Yeah, I think Precious is gonna do well. Him and I mentioned the same thing with Josh Hart. His work, you're going to see. I seen it was a RG the OG in the chat had mentioned, said it's just regular season. What is Hart gonna do in the playoffs? Well, last playoffs was Hart's first time ever being in the playoffs, So you learn and you go. Then he played the Olympics. He's I'm gonna keep saying a new father, that he probably was exhausted, no legs. That break was what he needed. He probably just chilled out with his family, whatever, relaxed, rejuvenated. And you're seeing a more lively Josh Hart. You see it. You understand? He almost had as much rebounds as Philly had as a team at one point. So yeah, like Josh Hart, those are the type of the player. Greg Anthony hit it on a. We have a couple, but Greg Anthony said this about Josh Hart. He said he's the ultimate role player.
Yeah,
that's what Greg Anthony called Josh Hart.
And you know what? I say. I feel like this team has what I call elite role players, because you have elite players who are like those guys, those one or two go-to guys, but then you have elite role players, and Ebony likes elite role players are like what Ebony likes to say is people who start in their role, but like they are the best of the best in that role. You're not going to see a role player in like Josh Hart is going to give 110% effort every single play and then give you 4 or 5 triple doubles a year. What role players are giving you 4 or 5 triple doubles a year? You don't see role players do that. You don't see role players do that.
None.
Which is why when I see people talk so much about Josh Hart, I scratch my head and I think, like, if you hate Josh Hart, don't tell me you like 90s Knicks, because you're a damn liar. Because people in the 90s Knicks were players who were all heart, all hustle. They weren't all really skilled. Do you know who Ewing was playing with? Ewing wasn't playing with like no real number 2. He was playing with like John Starks and Oakley. They were playing with hard-nosed, beat-em-up role players. And that's what Josh Hart is. So you're going to tell me you don't like Josh Hart. You can't say you don't like Josh Hart, but you like the 90s Knicks. Those two thoughts cancel each other out. It's contradictory.
That's funny you say that, because I said the same thing about Josh when he came here and people was questioning why he was here in the first place. And then I said the same thing when Dante came and people were questioning him when he came. I said, by the end of the season, you're going to love him. This is what I was saying in the spaces. At the end of the season, in the off season, you're going to love him because he's just Josh Hart with a jump shot.
Right.
It's literally another Josh Hart with a jump shot. They're going to do any and everything to win the game. If that means pass the ball, they're going to pass the ball. If that means I had to take charge, they're going to do whatever the team needs them to do. And when you have multiple players like that,
exactly,
that's the recipe for a championship.
I think one of the things that gets lost is a lot of the fans that are around our age, or maybe even a little bit younger, they have not seen the Knicks go after a certain type of character, of person, someone who didn't depend upon to do all the dirty work, die for the 50-50 balls, take charges. Leon Rose, more so than trying to get a bunch of names on paper that are all past their prime, but look good. When you look at the bot store, he's getting guys that fit into a culture and a mentality. And that some of those guys might have deficiencies. They might be streaky shooters by Josh Hart or horrid shooters like Precious Achiuwa, but he's going to bring in guys that are going to bust their ass on every play. And we haven't had that type of positional archetype, a purposeful archetype in 30 damn years. So I think that's a new concept for a lot of Knicks fans. It's one that I'm still adjusting to, because I'm so used to seeing names like Eddie Curry, Steve Francis, and Jalen Rose on this team when they're either past their prime or past their weight.
Don't forget Antonio McDyess, even though he
Antonio McDyess
didn't make it to the season.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I remember when John Starks couldn't. He played defense. He played Jordan toe to toe. He jacked up 3-point shots, but he wasn't hitting them at a high clip all the time.
Yes, facts.
He the reason. Game 6, I never forget, going like 3 for $1 billion.
Exactly.
That still resonates in my soul.
I mean, that's what it is right now. We hard-nosed Knicks right now. We hard-nosed Knicks. And we have elite pro players and Josh Hart, who's giving his all. Shoot, even Dante, I put him in the elite role player role. He, like you said, he's a mini Josh Hart. But what other role players in the NBA are going to be number 3 in 3-point shooting in the league and still shoot over 40%? Elite role playing. Even Mitch, elite offensive rebounder, only getting paid 13 mil, but elite offensive rebounding. Now, if you put Hartenstein before the Achilles, I'll put him in that category as well. After Achilles has been funny, but when he's fully healthy, Hartenstein is the beast. Like, we have elite role players on this team, and we're right there, guys. We are right there. When you have a guy in Jalen Brunson who's this clutch, and Randall, we gotta see where Randall is, but I believe in him. He just needs to get healthy. I think we might have something. I think we might have something.
I know we have some, Jay. I'm good after the Spider-Man sign. Did I say it on the show? I know.
No,
I told y'all.
You said backstage.
I didn't say it off the show. I mean, on the show. Okay, y'all. So I'm on the phone with Queen P, VSing Queen. If you're on Twitter, that's her handle. She's the co-host of Bowling with the Queens with me, right? For Liberty. So I'm on the phone. She called me and she's telling me that Mitch is on his way back. Like, he's doing the drills, da da da. And I'm like, yeah, I heard. And I'm playing Spider-Man on PlayStation. And I look up while we're talking, and I'm in front of Madison Square Garden on the game. Like, legit in front of Madison Square Garden. So I'm like, this is a sign. I said, that's it. I'm jumping out the window. We win the championship. You can't tell me nothing. We outside.
We outside, we outside, damn it. We're damn sure we outside.
We winning this chip.
And I did want to throw in one thing as well. But JL's pretty much said it for me. But I was basically saying that what makes this Knicks team so dangerous is just the fact that they have 2 players who they developed into stars, like Brunson, Julius Randle. Then on top of that, all the other players in all the other positions, they do something at a very elite level. Like Dante DiVincenzo, elite shooter. You have OG Anunoby, elite 3-and-D player. You have Josh Hart, just an elite role player. He's just a well-rounded player, can do everything really well.
Elite motor.
Then you have Mitchell Robinson, elite defender, elite offensive rebounder. Hart, for his position, elite passer, can play defense. Like, when you look on this Knicks team, not only do you have 2 guys that can play at a star level, but you have guys surrounding them that all do something at an elite level. They might not be elite overall players, but they're elite at what they do. And when you have a team like that where you have stars surrounded by those players who can do things at an elite level, it makes this Knicks team really dangerous.
I got another one for you, Ryan. And Raw, you'll enjoy this one. We have an elite coach. My man, Tom Thibodeau, second best coach in the East. I'm not worried about any matchup that we go into, not even the Miami one right now, because yes, I think Spo is still a better coach than Tibbs. I'm not brain dead, but our roster is so much better than what Miami has over there. And I think our roster combined with our coaching acumen, there's no one in the playoffs I'm really worried about at this point anymore. And certainly not in the East when we're fully healthy. Tibbs brings the best out of his guys. He's developed hard-nosed culture where everyone competes on defense with maximum effort, and he brings the best out of guys as a developer. Every player has gotten better once they joined Tom Thibodeau, the ones that make the rotation, every single one. And I believe at some point, Bojan will add to that group, and he will become the sniper we need him to be in the corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm no big Tibbs enthusiastic, but I do have to give him credit for is that he simplifies the game for folks.
Mm-hmm.
He just makes it easy for you. He makes it on a simple level that you get it. Something clicks. So I have to give him that. He does simplify the game for you. And I see, I don't have I guess I did have beef with Tibbs because you remember one of my favorite players was Derrick Rose. So I followed Tibbs a long time, but he's growing. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and sometimes he learns. My whole thing with Tibbs is when the old saying of pressure bust pipes, and when you're pressure, you go back to what you know. what you're comfortable with. You know, and sometimes what he knows and what he's comfortable with is not always what's supposed to what works really, you know, like the freestyling part. But he's getting better. I see it. I see he's trying. I definitely see like him not playing Burks, not letting him jeopardize anything that's going on right now. Even, you know, when we thought he would be point guard Burks, but because Detroit Burks is still in Detroit, he like you just sit down, you know,
Yeah.
you sit down.
You-
But I respect it. I see he's trying. You know, he has he's not going to be perfect, but he is getting better. He is still getting better in my eyes.
Yeah.
So playoffs is going to be a real true test to me on
Yes.
Thibodeau, basically.
Yeah.
I'll give you a real analyst, and you know, after the playoffs.
I feel like he's gonna be here for a while. I'm not gonna hold you, but there's one thing. There's one thing I'll say. You know what I noticed today too? Shout out to Tibbs once again. Like I said, our style of basketball has completely changed ever since Julius Randle went down, and I feel like the assist, like there's been a whole lot of cutting and moving without the ball ever since Randle's went down. And we had 32 assists today, guys. 32 assists. And I feel like that type of system with OG, we're going to see a lot more success with OG in place of Precious in the starting lineup than when we had Precious and Josh Hart together. So definitely keep an eye out on that. I also like the way that he used Precious off the bench. I like how they have they'll have Bojan on one side, force the double swing into the other side, and then you'll see Dante and Precious do like a side pick and roll. And Precious get a dunk. That play worked like 3 or 4 times. And that's Ebony, that's Tibbs simplifying things for your players. Like, oh, you're a slasher, you're a dunker. I'm not having you do all these ISO moves. I'm going to take advantage of the double team here and get you an easy basket. Like those are things Tibbs be sometimes you be like, you be knowing basketball. I be seeing some stuff.
It's just when he be tibbing. No, when he be tibbing, I'm like, you bugging. Tibbs be tibbing. I don't like that when Tibbs be tibbing. Like, no, don't do that. But what he doing now, I like it. I like it. I like it. You got Josh Hart, who's small, you know, but he come in handy. We're gonna call him like Pikachu or something, you know. Josh. Like, you know, he's small and reliable. You get what I'm saying? There's bigger people out there, but he just reliable and smart. He get the Pikachu. He got everybody playing, you know, just simple basketball. You got Precious on his Raptor, you know, the hidden gem.
Right.
He the hidden gem. Like that's why that Mark Berman tweet. That was a bad troll job because yes, OG was hurt and not playing, but we just unlocked Precious. So who
exactly?
We have, and he was supposed to be the throw-in. You get what I'm saying? So now we got 2 players right now that are doing, and OG's back, who are doing work, and he didn't look like he left, like he never left. Stepped right into it.
And Jay, that's why I haven't gotten too high or too low on wins and losses this season, because of how deep, and especially as the trades have came in. First the OG trade, then the Bojan trade. As long as we're getting blown out by 30, I'm not pissed. If we're competing and shots aren't going in, but we're playing hard, especially playing defense, I don't really have much to say one way or the other. I'm not super hype about this one, and I wasn't low when it was just you and I on the show last time. And that's because I'm waiting for the playoffs. The playoffs will dictate so many things. Is Randle someone that you can build around? Can you win with a bunch of role players opposed to 3 stars or 2 stars? And is Tom Thibodeau a championship level coach? These are things we're going to find out in this playoffs. And I think our roster is so talented, it will overcompensate and supersede for a lot of Tibbs' deficiencies as a coach. And we'll be so good that we can win despite of the errors that he makes as a coach in the playoffs.
Yeah. Salute to Pedro Sands. Thank you for joining the KOT fam. You know what? Even for our losses, even though I'll criticize and I'll break down the games and stuff, the losses are annoying. I didn't take the losses bad either. The only losses that annoyed me really were the last 2, because we lost a bunch. We lost almost all of February. And none of those losses really bothered me. The only ones that kind of bothered me was the Atlanta one and the 76ers one, because more so the 76ers one, because they were missing people too, and I felt like we could have had that game. But in the grand scheme of things, like you said, Lee, it's not going to affect our bottom line, especially I mean, if we won today, like if we lost today, I'd be pissed because now I'm looking at the standings. I'm looking at 76ers and the Knicks are tied 2-2. What happens if they come back? And it's like that's where my mind is going. But we got the game, so that loss matters even less now. So it is what it is. We can move on. This Knicks team is in a good space, and I feel like we're gonna, with OG here, I feel like we're gonna start to win a lot more games than we lose, and we're just gonna have to hold the fort down until Randall comes back. Man, that's just it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like we didn't really give Brunson his flowers today, like in detail.
Go ahead.
Like a little. Yeah. I've mentioned before that Brunson, again, this is his second year as a leading the guy. Second year, he's 26 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's about 26 years old. Second year, he was under Luka. Second round draft pick. Nobody expected him to be where he's at right now. So people were complaining that he was chucking or me. I've heard that before. Like me, he's a selfish player. I didn't get that part.
Me neither.
What I got with Brunson was him trying to learn between when to pick his shot and when to get others involved. And I said he would get better. It was like in the flow of the offense. I said he would give the bailout passes, the emergency. Okay, I'm trapped. Here you go. But today, especially, not even today, but like as the months have gone by, you see him getting better with the passing. Today he was dropping dimes.
Oh, he was diming people up to the behind the back and then the wrap around to Hart for the dunk. Yeah,
he had a bounce pass, like a wraparound. Like it was, I can't remember who it was, but it was for a bucket. Like he was setting folks up intentionally, intentionally setting people up. And I think he's doing a way better job with like picking his spots and then getting others involved. So I had to come here with the dog,
yeah,
with the roof. Had to get it because that man's a dog, and he was all of this. He was all of the captain, the dog. He all of that for us. Like that's just what Brunson is.
Yeah, man. Now you're right. It's getting too.
We got a point guard. I can't believe it, y'all.
Nah, he's a point guard.
Yeah.
It feels almost unbelievable at times.
Nah, he's a point guard. I knew when people were criticizing him last year, I knew he wasn't selfish. You know what I knew he wasn't selfish? I knew he wasn't selfish when we were playing the Cavs last year and he had like something crazy in the first half, like 30 or whatever. And he had a chance for a 50-point game. And instead of going for the 50, he would just like, I'm just drawing a double team and passing it out. I'm drawing a double team and passing it out. He was still on like, we need to win the game and I'm making the right play. I'm scoring these buckets because nobody else is scoring and we need the scoring. And then when it came time to make the play, when he was getting double teamed, he was passing the ball off. When I saw that, I was like, yo, this dude, he only cares about one thing and is winning. And he's just going to figure it out. He's just going to figure the rest out as time goes along. And this year, he's starting to figure it out even more, how to be a consummate playmaker. And with Julius Randle out, I kind of feel like it's putting gasoline on that fire because he's now all the attention is going to almost solely him. He's had to find more creative ways to set people up since Julius Randle has been out. And I think it's kind of helped his kind of point guard growth, and it's one of those blessing in disguise things. One thing that's helped is you start to see Deuce get more minutes because Julius Randle is out or Brunson is out. You start to see Precious step up, but now you're starting to see Brunson even grow his game even more and figure out even more creative ways to set people up. So, yeah.
When Julius Randle returns, he will have to acclimate himself to the team, not the other way around. He's going to have to find his ways to get his points and his scoring, his ISO opportunities in the flow of the game. I think the team has changed. The direction has changed. Opposed to just giving him the ball, everyone stands still, and he goes to work on the block. I think now it's going to be he's going to have half his shots or 40% of his shots that don't have to come in the flow of the offense. And I think what will help him is that, as we see in the shot charts, it's really minimize into the most efficient spots for him on the floor. So he already knows where he needs to be, where he has the best matchups and the best one-on-one opportunities. That will help him, I think, reacclimate himself into where the team is right now.
Yeah, I felt like he was having a lot of success when he was moving out the ball with Brunson. And I feel like Brunson had even more success with the spot up threes when Julius Randle was getting really good at reading the double teams towards the end. Like really good. So that's the part of the game that I hope comes back, because I feel like that's the part of the game that took a while to kind of get going. Like that game, when the game he got injured versus the Heat, I felt like he was getting double and triple teamed, and he was barely moving the ball out the way every time he was getting double and triple team and passing the ball to everybody on target. It was ridiculous the way he was playing. That's the part of this game where it's like a rhythm thing that I want him to get some reps to get that back. And that might take a minute to get back, but that's the part of the game that I really want him to get back. It's like that decision making.
I think actually, you know, again, I'm not the biggest Randall fan, but he you know, I got PTSD. I told you, I said sorry before and he fooled me. So I'm a hold off on the sorries for a little bit. But what I will say is that Randall, I think that his, you know, again, his jump shot, he's probably just been shooting nonstop, so that probably comes a little bit more efficient. And that him sitting there, he's watching, he's able to analyze, he's able to watch and maybe watching film, because that's what helped him, because he just admitted that, like on the Paul was it PG-13 podcast, that he really just started watching film.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're out. There's nothing but for you to watch film, see how he was effective before you got injured, and see what the team is, and try to incorporate yourself in that. So hopefully the game slowed down a little bit more while he's sitting there and observing things, you know. I think that again, that the video I showed, he used his left shoulder to get off, so maybe he still can do the bully ball, but not just solely bully ball, you know.
I agree. But yo, I want to get to some news too. Shout. We got into like a whole little conversation that had some ebbs and flows. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the conversation. If you like the conversation, hit that like and subscribe. Be like my memory's bad. Somebody just subscribe today, but be like him and subscribe to the channel if you're loving the conversation. We're here after every Knicks game talking Knicks basketball. Hopefully we start to win a lot more, so you get to see a lot more of your faces after Knicks post-game shows. But shout out to Fritz, shout out to Coach Sire, shout out to Lee Escobeedo, shout out to A-Train, shout out to Picks for Timmy, Knicks Nation. Everybody's rocking the KOT Show. Isaiah, you don't even go by Gamer Channel. You got Hollywood and got your government name out. Shout out to Isaiah Ramos. Everybody else is rocking with the show. Michael Moss, John Baines, everybody appreciate you. All right. Yeah, I want to talk about something real quick, because we've talked about Tibbs developing players and them finding their niche and their rhythm and simplifying the game for them. One player that Tibbs has probably helped is Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein, you know, when Mitch went down, stepped up. A lot of people feel like he should be starting even when Mitch gets back. But whether you on that train or not, no one can deny that Isaiah Hartenstein's been playing extremely well. Not as well since the Achilles injury, but well enough to garner attention from a lot of people around the league. Now, there's some news that has come out that's not Isaiah Hartenstein related, but it could be seen as that. Shout out to Alexander, who just described. By Stephen Bondi. And Stephen Bondi reported this a few days ago. He says, first of all, Adrian Woj reported that Kelly Olynyk has agreed to a 2-year, $26.25 million contract extension. Jeff Schwartz of Exec Basketball tells ESPN deal is the max that Olynyk was able to extend on. And then Stefan Bondi, little troublemaker, had to comment on that and said, should raise the market value for Isaiah Hartenstein in free agency. If Olynyk gets over $13 million per year, what about Hartenstein, a younger and better rebounder, rim protector? Things that make you go, We already know how this market stuff goes, man. We already know how this market stuff goes. When the Timberwolves traded for Rudy Gobert and gave up how many? Like five first round picks.
They broke the NBA.
Yeah, they broke the NBA for that year. Every player traded cost a minimum of like 3 first round picks, and it was ridiculous. And then we missed out on Donovan Mitchell, right? The NBA works the same way when it comes to getting the money. Everybody looks for player comps, and then when the agency, hey, this person is getting paid this much, they go, you're better than him, you can get this much. So I guess I want to ask you guys, are you worried that Hartenstein will leave the Knicks because Olynyk is getting 13 million? Hartenstein costs more.
No, I don't think I don't think he leaves the Knicks. I think we could retain him. I have so much faith in this front office because they've done very good deals, like from Brunson to Randall to locking up Sims to locking up Deuce. They've done really well when it comes to these contracts and the injury problem. Again, this is Hart's first really time with the starting role with that much usage, and then he gets the Achilles injury. That might help with the negotiations. Also, Kelly Olynyk can shoot the three also too, right?
Yep.
Hart, they said he could, but I just think it's because in Clippers he took 3 and hit 2.
Yo, Tibbs said cut that out. He ain't took a 3 all year. Tibbs, man, Tibbs might have saved us by telling him to stop shooting threes. If he started hitting threes
facts.
on top of the rebounding and block shots, holy cow. He might
I think he told him to stop shooting because he really wasn't hitting them.
That's
that
too.
Again, we said that he could shoot threes, but that I just really think it's because he didn't take that many, and the ones that he did take, he hit. Then everybody was like, "Hey, he's a 3-point shooter," but I don't think that's really what he is. Kelly Olynyk he shoots from out there. So, yes. He probably will get that amount. And I think Hart will get that around that amount too. Because like I said, he's not shooting the lights out. He plays good defense. He can play make. But he's not giving you defensive player of the year defense. Things of that nature. I thought Philly attacked him. They were trying to target him today and punish him. Mo Bamba, Kelly Oubre posterized him today, and then Mo Bamba tried, but he missed. they were trying to get Hart today. They really were. But I think we could retain him for about around 15 mil, around Mitch's price. I don't think they're gonna pay him more than Mitch. No.
What you got, Lee?
Well, for me.
Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
No, I was just saying that I wish I could have probably looked at the Knicks cap situation to see how it'd probably work out, because I'm not really sure how the numbers would work if the Knicks would have the space to sign a Hartenstein, whatever the case may be, in the offseason, because I think you have to keep in mind that the Knicks still have to re-sign OG. That's going to take some money, and I think the Knicks have to also consider future-wise, them having to pay Brunson his money and and things of that nature as well, and they have to keep in mind the aprons or whatever the case may be. So I don't know the Knicks cap situation or how they're projecting it when those moves are made, but I do think that the Knicks are in a situation now where they might need to save some money and shave some money off the cap. And I think, depending on how you view Mitchell Robinson compared to Hartenstein or whatever the case may be, I think you may have to go with one over the other. And Precious has shown that he can ball. Defensively, he's solid. Versatile defender, etc. So, and he's going to probably be resigned at a lesser number than Hartenstein as well. So I think the Knicks front office is going to have to, I think they're going to definitely have to juggle, which players that they're going to stick with based on their cap situation or whatever the case may be. So it's hard for me to just say, like, okay, Knicks are going to stick with Hartenstein because, he's shown his value and things of that nature. I think it's going to depend on a lot of different, factors. And I think it's hard to tell at the moment the direction the Knicks are going, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks do a move where it's like, they let Hartenstein go, then they sign Precious at a cheaper number just because of the cap situation, the other players that they have to pay that are more integral parts of this team.
Yeah, especially because Mitch's contract is descending. So if a team offers him any money that's over that 14 million, 15 million, I can see them going, I don't know, and try to do like a sign and trade or something like that. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but I can definitely see that. I was kind of looking at cap space. I was kind of looking at teams who can actually do it. Let's see. Cap tracker, let's go. So we have the Spurs who have 34 mil, Hornets have 40 mil, Utah has 54 mil, Detroit 75 mil, Oklahoma City Thunder 41. Those are the teams who have the cap space. Now, who actually needs a center? I don't see San Antonio needing a starting center. I could see the Charlotte Hornets doing it, and they have 40 in cap. If they want to throw a bag at him, if they want to throw something like 20 mil at him, and the Knicks won't be able to match, I could see them doing it. Utah, would Utah do it? Yeah, Utah wouldn't do it. Detroit wouldn't do it either because they already invested in Duren. Yeah, Duren and Wiseman. Maybe OKC.
Yes.
Yeah, OKC's a maybe, yeah.
Yes, I think they would.
I feel like OKC might be a big threat.
Would he start?
No, he wouldn't start.
Would that probably would be that to me? I think that will be when he leaves New York. If he gets a starting role, like an automatic starting role. But if he's going to play a backup, depending on where we go now, I think we'll be able to retain him.
That's the thing. Like the funny thing is he wouldn't start, but they have the bag, so I can see them overpaying for their backup and him going, I can't pass this up. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can think of that can mess us up.
They got a lot of people to pay too.
Right.
They got a lot of young talent there.
Right. So that's true. That's true. I'm not sure who they're trying to resign.
The bag and you can't pay everybody else.
That's true. The Hornets.
They don't have anyone coming up though. Everyone, it's in a while. It's years from now.
They don't have centers and they don't have any center. Like they might be like they are desperate for a big man. They are desperate for a big man. Like that's the team to me that might be the most desperate for a big man who's actually trying to do something. So to me, OKC might be the biggest threat. And maybe the Hornets, even though the Hornets aren't going anywhere. If I was iHeart's agent, I would tell him, hell no, I don't care what kind of money they have. Don't go to that poverty, friend. Don't do that. And of course, Toronto has money, but they're gonna try to play quickly, and they already gave Olynyk the money, so I can't see that. So yeah, my guess would be Charlotte and OKC might be the biggest threats here, if anything.
And even with Charlotte, I think they believe in liking Mark Williams. So will he start over Mark Williams?
Right.
He's another type of player like iHeart. He defends. He can rebound. It was people on the Knicks that were saying that we should have got him over Mitch at one point.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes, exactly.
Johnson boys.
Exactly. So we need. I don't know. Like I said, we don't know what makes certain players tick, and I don't see him unless they overpaying him to be a backup, to leave this backup position for another one.
Y'all ready for some hot takes?
Go ahead.
Let's go.
Fire. Hot fire.
Here you go.
So I'm going to choose my words very carefully. All right. This team, to me, I've said it since the OG trade. This team can win a championship. I think we are going to win a championship this year. I think it's currently constructed. We're a championship team. I am no longer interested in spite of Mitch O'Donovan, DeJounte Murray, Kevin Durant, none of that. Stop the star chasing. We have a squad that we need to win a chip. Brunson's that guy. Randall's at number 2. Tibbs is that coach. This is just my opinions. Now, with that being said, we should go into the second apron. Whatever it takes for us to re-sign him.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, if re-sign him or also thinking about Brunson and Randall's extensions down the road, I understand that. We have Precious, we have OG. But if there's a team we go all in on, to me, it's this one. And I'm okay with that. If we don't, we do have Brock Aller. So I don't see us going to second apron with Brock Aller as our capologist. I think he's going to play it safe. If that means that one of the 2 centers has to go, I pick Hart. You need to trade Mitchell Robinson. Now, do I want to trade Mitchell Robinson? Hell no. I'm a huge Mitch fan. Mitch is better than Hart, in my opinion. I think he's a better basketball player. Definitely better on defense, way better rim protection and shot blocking and one-on-one defense. But Hart, it's not that much of a chasm to me in terms of rim protection and defense between what he gives you and what Mitchell Robinson gives you. But this team, I think Hart's the better fit. It's the playmaking, it's the floater, it's the passing, it's the hands around the basket. But here's where, to me, he's most important, and why I would choose him over Mitchell Robinson is you don't have to bench him in the last 2 minutes of a game when they start going free throw to free throw. Hart can hit his free throws. Mitchell Robinson cannot. So that means Hart can play the entire crunch time and give you elite passing, give you elite rim protection, give you elite scoring around the basket without having to worry about foul trouble or the opposing team sending him to the line and he breaks free throws. Hart will hit those free throws. In a perfect case scenario, you keep both. I think it's a team we're willing that you go into the luxury tax for. But if you decide to go one or the other, I'm 100% keep Hart, trade Mitch.
I wanted to say something about that apron, but he mentioned Mitch, so I'm gonna just shut up and let Ebony talk.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree. People say it's not a great fall off, but being a defensive player of the year candidate and that's a great fall off. That's a great fall off. You understand? To say we can't say Hart does something better than Mitch that he never got an opportunity to get. This is a whole different team with a whole different spacing, doing whole different ideologies right now. There's cutting and actually passing to the cutters now. Mitch was cutting constantly and he didn't get the ball. He would stay picking and rolling. And you know how Sims sets good picks? This year, Mitch was doing that, setting great picks. It was the reason Quickly was like leaderboard of points off of picks.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So, this is other things that he does. We talk about the floater and offensive game. We're not getting much offensive game from Hart. We're not getting much. He was injured. That's what come with usage. People killed Mitch for his injuries. But as soon as Hart had to step in that starting unit, what happened? We seen it today. Oubre wouldn't have tried Mitch like he tried Hart today. That wouldn't have happened. He's on the OG type of status on that side. And then you talk about movement. He moves without the ball. He runs the floor. As a big man, Mitch runs the floor. So you get alley-oops. I remember we threw a couple of alley-oops to Hart. He couldn't get up. I give it Achilles. I let the Achilles say it's Achilles, but he couldn't get up. That doesn't happen for Mitch. We talk about his hands, but we don't look at the whole picture when it was, we already know Randall throw fastballs as passes. We're not going to even try to play. We all know that Randall throw fastballs as passes. And he would do that a lot to Mitch, and he's lower his knees. He's a big man. When you give it up high and loud, Mitch catches those. This is the reason that he broke the field goal percentage. You can't do that if you're not catching nothing. So he has good hands. He definitely does have good hands when you throw it up to a big man like he's big. And I was talking about Jalen Brunson learning as he's going. Jalen wasn't giving it to the bigs like he is now. He wasn't hitting the cutters as intentionally like he is now. It's a whole different. There's no RJ there. There's OG there. So now, the little dunks that Precious are getting, imagine the multiple dunks that Mitch will get in that same spot. So, let Mitch, that's why I said I'm not going to do too much back and forth about Mitch because it was never a question when they were playing the first time. I'm not going to question it now. I'm just going to let Mitch game speak for Mitch because that's how much I believe in his game. Like he's a superstar on that end. He really is, and we don't
Great.
know exactly what he can do when he has offensive weapons in the space and they could open it out and he could slide to a dunker spot. You know, when they're doubling Brunson and the ball is moving and they're getting lost and they can lob it up to a big target at Mitch and really lob it up. Not no jumping over the phone book, but really lob it up. Like, so again, if I had a choice, you already know, it ain't no question who I'm picking.
Now, I agree with 90% of what Ebony just said. And what I liked about it is that Ebony, I don't degrade Mitch in order to uplift iHeart. She doesn't degrade iHeart in order to uplift Mitch. We both love both. And I think both of us would agree. Best case scenario, we keep both centers. I'm thinking about the team at hand. So this is a few points you said that I disagree with. Mitchell Robinson is absolutely a much better one-on-one defender and a way better rebounder in totality. Offensive rebounding, statistically, it's fairly close. Mitchell Robinson is better. iHeart is right there. Rim protection, Mitchell Robinson's better. iHeart's right there. It's not a huge drop-off. And I think the eye test, I'm going to bring up advanced analytics. Eye test, Isaiah Hartenstein has better hands around the basket. He finishes better around the basket. And I've never once seen Mitchell Robinson being able to utilize a floater game in 6 years with the team the way that iHeart has in 6 months as a starter. And yes, I also think that we can all agree Mitchell Robinson's injury prone. I'm not holding that against him as a person or a player, but as an asset, someone you're going to invest in the future. iHeart has shown me someone who is less injury prone and someone who can come back from injuries sooner than Mitch Robinson. Now, that's not an opinion. I'm just looking at the facts of this season. Now, there are varying degrees of severity in the injuries as well. I'm admitting that too. But to me, I said it previously, that free throw component in today's modern space and pace is huge, because if we put Mitch Robinson, there will be moments where he has to sit and we have to go small ball with Randall, and we give up all that offensive rebound and prowess, all that rim protection that we have with Mitch as our centerpiece. So I understand what you're saying. I just think that we've never seen Mitchell Robinson unpack the passing or the playmaking. I do not think that's in his toolbox. If it was, we would have seen glimpses of it, and we never have. But it is in iHeart's, and he's one of the best at it.
I don't think. I think we did see some of it, and we didn't think Sims had a passing game, but he's been passing pretty well. You understand? You don't know what a player can do until you allow them to do it. Tibbs just, like, after the injury, Tibbs allowed the ball to be in iHeart's hand. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like, he just allowed it. You can't say somebody can't do it if they never are allowed to do it. Sims is doing pretty well. If we do lose iHeart, we have Sims who's growing as we're going. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just sorry. I need another defensive superstar, and what Mitch is the defensive they call playmaker. There's a difference. He's a defensive playmaker. You know, he makes the defense turn offense. Now you got him and OG. Why? I need to see that. Him and iHeart, we seen that, and they try him. That's why iHeart gets so many blocks, because they do try him. They don't respect him down there, and that's what I'm saying. With Mitch, there's turnarounds. It's shut down, straight stagnant. I seen this man guard PG-13 on the perimeter. I seen him this year guard Kawhi on the perimeter. Like, he's grown. The game is slowing. He's showing everybody, calling out everybody from the back. Imagine him not having to run around like a chicken with his head cut off, and he can actually stay in the paint and box somebody out, because now people are keeping the people in front of them. Like, it looks different. That's going to look different. It's going to look totally different. I'm not questioning it with Mitch, and I watch. We're gonna see.
Ebony, if Mitchell Robinson had playmaking ability, I think he would have shown it in practice, and Thibodeau would have utilized that in real game time moments.
But what I'm saying is, when he gets the rebound and he finds an open person for a three, that's playmaking. That is finding the open, and that's what Mitch does. He gives us open, easy. So that's what I'm saying. Let him show, because he shows he can find the open passing. He shows he has vision, because to get a rebound and then in the crowd and then find the open man for a good shot, that's vision.
The difference is both of them can do in the low post. iHeart can do in the high post. He can operate and be a playmaker in both spots, and that makes him really dangerous. If we didn't have a defensive perimeter guys right now of OG and Precious, I'll be honest with you, Ebony, I'll be 100% with you. I would say keep Mitch because we would be more dependent on having that last line of attack defensively. But now that we have Precious and OG, and as soon we resign them and also resign Hart, we don't need as much of Mitch cleaning up all the mistakes that were happening when RJ Barrett and others were there filling those roles. I think we can depend more on the playmaking and give up a little bit of defensive backbone, in my opinion.
But that's the thing. Mitch's impact is not only on defense. That's what I'm saying. It's not only on defense. It's not only on defense. Like, he gets people easy shots. He can get his picks has been so crazy that he's giving you an open look. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's just too many things. Other things Mitch does, the dirty work that I can't get past that. I'm sorry. I just can't say, yeah, I'm going to pick, because even though we talk about his injuries, Hart gets a upgrade in what happened to him. Injuries. And then you say at least he's available, but was he really available? Because he hasn't been Hart for a minute now. So playing while you're injured, but you're not producing. We've been depending fairly strong on Precious and Sims right now to hold us down.
I think this playoff series will be a decide factor on who they invest in. Yeah. Given that Mitchell Robinson's back his last playoffs, both were awesome against Cleveland, and then both played like ass against Miami. So I think the multiple rounds, the different matchups, the different opportunities that both will be provided, I think that's when Leon Rose, I don't think he has made a decision yet. I think that's when he will make a decision. Yeah. And whichever one he chooses, I think it's going to be the right choice. If it's Mitchell Robinson, I'm happy. If it's Hart, I'm happy. So it's kind of a win-win, honestly. But to me, I think the way that this roster is built, Hart is the better fit.
All right.
I say we shall see. Yo.
We shall see.
We gonna see.
Yo, if you like that debate, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe. What are you doing? All right. What are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. Y'all here, you're watching the program, and watching the debates, and watching the content, and y'all not even subscribing. Like y'all crazy. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but it is what it is. Y'all not real Knicks fans. You're not real.
Oh, that was cool. Just like Ebony and me are best friends, Mitch and Hart are best friends. So that's what I love about this team. Let's go.
You know what's funny? It's like I was on the Hart train until the injury. I was on the Hart because I'm like, yo, he really hasn't been. Not to say I'm off the train, because I'm not off the train because I love both of them. But I was edging out Hart for the same reasons. Lee, it's like, okay, Hart's giving us a little bit more offense. And we have OG here to clean up the defense, so you don't need the defense as much from Hart, and he's still giving you enough defense, even though Mitch is like on another stratosphere on defense, in my opinion. So I was with you, but then it's like, man, you go into his history, he literally has Achilles problems every year. So we're swapping out one thing for one injury-prone player for another injury-prone player, possibly, because he still has Achilles problems every year. That's something that had me going, wait a minute. Like, so when you talk about who Leon Rose would pick, I don't think Leon Rose's pick is going to pick either one depending on playoffs, really. I think it's going to depend on money. Just like how Emmanuel Quickley was about money. Like, if Emmanuel Quickley wanted less than $20 million, he might still be here. And he probably maybe would have moved him in the offseason, if anything. But I feel like if Emmanuel Quickley wanted less than $20 million, he might still be here. If the number that Hart goes for is not a number they like, he's gonna be gone. Like, it's not even a question, because take emotions out of it. That's been the pattern of how the front office has been moving. They have a number in their head. If they don't match the number in their head, they're gone.
Yeah, I agree with that part, but the playoffs definitely played a part. I mean, the reason IQ, Grimes, Obi, and who's the other one, RJ aren't here is because of their playoff performances.
RJ had a good playoff performance, though.
Not from three.
Yeah, he saved us. He carried us for a little bit, like until Brunson woke up.
Cleveland.
Yeah,
but into the rim, yeah, but not from three.
Because Brunson
it's solidified.
In the beginning, Brunson was struggling a little bit. Like the first game? He had an off game or whatever. like RJ was
The
holding it down.
The Cavs series, he had a good series.
Yeah, the
for sure.
Cavs series. A lot of young players stunk against Miami, and I think the Knicks front office did see. I think that played part of a role. But I agree with what JL has said. If you look at this Knicks team, a lot of the decisions they make is based on money. So it's gonna heavily depend on what iHeart's gonna request from the Knicks.
Mhm.
And if they see that price to be too high, they're more than likely gonna let him go, and they're gonna go up and they're gonna probably go and find a cheaper replacement.
Right. Exactly. And shoot, and part of the reason why Quickly's not here too is also because they was probably thinking about iHeart. And shoot, even Grimes. Because I still feel like they're looking at Mitch going, man, he's injured a lot. So maybe we should prioritize a backup center who can play for us and do similar things. So I think that's might have been what they're thinking. And it could also be Riley Precious is here. It could be Precious could be insurance policy for us, you know?
Yeah,
So
and that's another thing. We got a Precious a free agent too.
right. But it's like that could be it. It could be like, man, if we get priced out on iHeart, we have Precious here as a backup, and we still have Sims.
Yeah.
And we'll still be okay. He won't be how he was, but it'll litigate some of the issues. So that could be what the front office is thinking. The front office might also have to think about a combo guard.
I have good news, everyone.
Rokas. Sorry, go ahead.
Both Isaiah Hartenstein and OG Anunoby have the same agent. They're both CAA. So it's looking pretty good.
If Hart changes agents,
then yeah.
Right.
So you saying that iHeart was a career Lego? He's a career Lego. And people been telling me that Mitch injury this and iHeart an Iron Horse and blah blah blah, and he a career Lego.
Bruh.
I ain't gonna say put the Legos down. I like iHeart. I really do love iHeart. I like that.
Yo, George, shout out to George into the Knicks verse. Shout out to you, my guy. Yo.
Shout out to George. Yeah, I love iHeart. I do. I like that we have complete sentiments, either when Mitch is injured or when he's healthy or not. You know, I really have a lot of trust in Sims. And I'm hoping that Tibbs gets creative with our team, because he can go so many different ways depending on matchups.
Right. Yo, Fritz has a show called NBA Economy.
Fritz, my guy.
Yeah, that's mod in the game. Yo, Fritz, do you have any like contract stuff you want to update us on when it comes to this? Since you NBA and since you're an economy guy, you know what I'm saying? We might have to plug you in as the KOT cap guy.
Yeah, that's the part that I'm not good at, the cap.
Help us to figure out who the Knicks may sign out of iHeart, Precious, etc., and at what number.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you got any cap thing you want to actually talk about when it comes to iHeart or Mitch that you think is going to be great for our audience to know, let hop in the chat. You can hop in the chat, right? You can hop yourself into live, right?
And can we keep all three? Is it a possibility?
I sure hope so. I like the fact that OG and iHeart are both free agents at the same time, and they both have the same agent. You know, there's going to be some backdoor conversations about trying to work each other's deals complementary so that both can stay with the team.
All right, I think we got Fritz in the chat. He's gonna give us some.
Gregory Lee asked to name Fritz's channel again.
NBA Economy.
My main man.
Yo, Fritz, you hear? Hold on, make me make sure.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hold on. You know what? You're not coming through the. Hold on, not coming through the. All right, say it again. Say something, Fritz.
I mean, I heard him not too long ago.
I heard him the first
can you
time.
hear me?
Yeah, now you're not here. Yep. Better. There we go.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Okay, damn. I can hear you though. Oh, you know what?
Okay, you guys can hear me?
You know what? I can hear you. Wait, there we go. Yeah, here we go. My mic was off
So
for
the
in that.
Knicks have for iHeart, they have a cap of how much they can offer him.
Mhm.
So they even if they want to give him a bunch of money, they can't go over 17. So 17 is the absolute max for iHeart. So if he wants more than that, he's gonna walk. I think the Knicks knew already what they're gonna do, or I think they would have dealt him at the deadline. So, but the Knicks were smart. They did I know everybody's mad at Burks, but the way the Knicks did it is they got Burks so that they don't have to re-sign him. So that's 10 that doesn't have to come back. I think the Knicks are gonna have an interesting summer. I don't think I think in most fans' minds is the Knicks have a big 3 and they're gonna get 4. I think the Knicks are gonna trade and they're gonna still end up with 3. So
What do you mean
it's
by
gonna be
that?
interesting summer.
What do you mean by that?
I think I think there might be a big chance Julius ain't back. So
whoa.
And it's nothing about Julius is not good, but they can't have Julius and Brunson opt out and get the big bag. So I don't see how they can do that both. Another way the Knicks could do is they could take a big salary and they could take some picks and then trade for a pick to get down cheaper. So they could take I don't know. I know you like Josh Hart, but if you take a Josh Hart and you give up a pick and you trade for someone in the draft, you go higher, you take that salary off, and then all of a sudden you got more money, more breathing room. So then it's gonna have to do something. I don't think everybody won't be back.
Interesting.
Wow, that's a hell of a take.
Which is interesting.
That's a hell of a take. Jeez.
They're trying to bring on her back.
Fritz, I definitely agree with the Randall, the Josh Hart. I said something similar about the Josh Hart. Josh Hart is the type of player that it's not going to be hard to trade him,
Sure.
Especially if you get him to a contending team or things of that nature, and then you add a pick towards it or whatever. Yeah, you might be able to get some stuff back. So they have very good contracts for. I know that they can move these contracts and get us something better if it doesn't work out, if everything crumbles, then we can always make moves. That's why I love this front office, because they didn't put all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah. I personally, I think it depends on how well Randall plays in the playoffs. I think that's going to be a litmus test. But also, there was a question from the chat, Fritz. George asked, how many years can the Knicks offer Hartenstein? I don't know if you have that information or not. Are you still there?
He went back to moderator.
Yeah.
He said, I'm out.
He said, and I'm out. He's dropping the trade random bomb and dipping.
He left that bomb. He's like, I'm good.
The old heads said that Billy Preston was a 5th Beatle. Fritz is definitely the 5th KOT member. My boy just stole the show with that hot take.
Yeah. But
he stole the damn show.
In the chat, he said 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years? All right, cool.
My whole thing with Randall, which is why I didn't really ever want to, like, I was frustrated with him. I was like, we got to move on at one point, but I wasn't overly, because I'm like, who can we get back to fit and do what we like, what Randall's role is, who is that?
Yeah.
And you don't come up with many people. So we're probably not going to get of the same type of value. I don't know, like, how they can, get somebody that's going to do what he does. He's pretty hybrid.
I agree. Like, we're gonna have, like, to me, we're gonna have to get somebody of high caliber in here and then go over the cap with them and just roll with them for years. That's the way I see that they're trying to do. But like, we have to wait and see. Like, if we end up being in the finals this year and we're close, I can see the front office trying to keep this team together. And like Lee said, go into the luxury and then the aprons. I feel like if you're a championship team, then the aprons don't really scare you as much if you're a championship team. But if you're in the middle and you're in the apron, you're screwed. And that's where you don't want to be. You don't want to be in the apron and be in the middle. So I feel like a lot of what we're going to do is going to depend on what happens in the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that CBA apron thing is, do you believe in your team or do you not? Basically, are you want this team? You sure? Because if not, you hit there. But I think like you said, I agree. We can do that with this team, and then with the picks, then you can still make moves. You can still draft, and like I said, and develop somebody maybe as your help. You don't maybe need the waivers or things of that nature. Just draft, and we've shown that we can draft very well in the late rounds of the playoffs. It's the lottery picks that we kind of screwed up on, but other than that, we've been pretty good on that late round draft picks.
Somebody said I like to add Herb Jones. Yo, like seriously, I feel like what we need to move more than anything, like if you're not getting some superstar, is getting another OG like player. Like, I feel like that's what we really need, because you see what this team is when OG is down. When OG is down, it's like a different team. Like, if we can get if we can find another OG like player on the squad, I think that might be best case scenario.
Yeah, that's another reason why when Lee and I said I pick Mitch, especially because when we didn't have OG and it was that team before, we was damn near the bottom of the league in defense, and Hart was in front. He was right there. So that wasn't the case when Mitch was fronting the ship. So you get what I'm saying? That's why I get that Hart is doing wonderful, but I wouldn't be able to take him over Mitch.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I was like, that's the one thing I say. When Mitch was here, we were number one. We were top 10 defense. When he wasn't here, and it's just Hart by himself, we weren't top 10 defense. It's Hart and OG gives you the top 10 defense, not Hart by himself.
Matter of fact, that's why RJ and IQ got traded. That OKC game, they was testing us at the rim anytime they wanted to. They was getting whatever they wanted to. They was like, oh no, this can't continue.
Unless maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's different if he doesn't have the Achilles thing. Maybe it'll be a top 15 defense. I don't know, but it's not what it was. But it is what it is right now. News also, I want to, before I even close out, because it's been a long show.
Yeah, it has.
It's been a long show. So
there's a lot of good things to talk. OG back.
Exactly. There's a lot of good things to talk about. The last good thing I want to talk about is Mitch. Ian Begley has reported that Mitch is indeed running and jumping. So he is close to coming back and playing contact. So it's looking like Mitch will be back soon. He might be back before Randall, it seems like, because Randall is still not cleared for contact, but Mitch looks like contact is around the corner for him. So we can very well soon be seeing Mitch with OG playing together. That might be crazy. You're going to see NBA record. Team scores 40 points in 4 quarters. Like, you're gonna see some craziness. Yep. We might see some NBA defensive records with Mitch back, yo. I'm not even gonna hold you. If Mitch comes back with 10 games to go, we might see like 105 to 63 or something crazy like that.
Oh, Cody says, stop with the Mitch lust. Never. Not never. Not never.
All right, I'm sorry.
Well, that's the good thing about Knicks fans. We're all not going to agree on one thing. It's always going to be differing opinions, no matter who it is.
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
Never. Don't expect it, Cody. Never. It ain't happening for me. Not
A lineup of McBride, Hart, Precious, OG, and Mitch is maybe the best 5-man defensive lineup I've seen. Like that's unbelievable.
Yeah, that'll make teams cry in the corner.
And then imagine Hart getting a rebound and then pushing, and then you got Big Mitch running the floor too. This is
yeah. Oh man, yo.
I see the vision.
You see this? We see the vision. We see it. We see it. Yo, salute to the chat, man. Thank you for the people who subscribed already today. If you want to join the channel, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and share. Let people know that KOT is here and this is where you love your basketball talk. So definitely, salute and join us and join the debates. And also, there's a Discord link too. Even though we don't need extra voices today, if you want to chat, you usually just check that Discord link. But it's too late. We're gonna hang up tonight.
Yeah. I just want to say real quick. I see
OD
A Train put Knicks brass was like, okay, we see after OKC. I like that. Okay, we see.
Okay, we see. I see what you did there. Triple entendre. Don't even ask me. Okay, I see you with the wordplay. All right.
Nice.
All right. Let's get to it though. This part of the show is called you already know.
Bruh.
The bruh picks. Bruh picks are usually the worst plays of the game. Sometimes it's not even this game. It could be any game. Also, bruh picks can be something stupid, something dumb, something idiotic that happened that you just want to point out that it's stupid and it's dumb. So let's get to it. It's bruh pick time. Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll start off. I got two bruh picks. First bruh pick goes to Rudy Gobert. Timberwolves versus the Cavaliers. Because my guy was right at the basket, received the ball, nobody within his vicinity, went up for a dunk, airballs the dunk, catches his own rebound, goes up again, 24-second shot clock violation.
Bruh.
Airball a dunk. How does one airball a dunk?
I was gonna ask the same thing, Jay.
I'm trying to Google this.
I don't know. My guy caught it with two hands. He went up with it, and the ball just slipped out of his hands, and the ball went over the basket, and then he caught it again, went up again, 24-second violation.
Oh my god. Okay, wait a minute. Maybe I can find it. Maybe I can.
I'm not. The
Oh wait,
biggest,
I got you. I got it.
I'm not the biggest Gobert fan.
I
You
got
get
it.
one of
Hold on.
these.
I found it.
The corn.
Yeah, he does.
Here we go.
Bruh.
All right, that's how you airball a dunk. Wow, that's what we call big for nothing in high school. That's
Facts. My second bro pick, I'm trying to figure out where to go with this because it involves Drea, Jalen Green,
That was one of mine.
Gilbert Arenas, Nick Young. I don't know which way to go with this. I don't know.
Oh, my bro pick
Or-
yesterday. The Drea and Jalen Green was my bro pick
Oh no,
yesterday.
it's Nick Young and Gilbert. I get kicked out of arenas today.
Yeah, I think everybody get a bra because I think this is a collective bra. I'm giving a bra to Drea, Jalen Green, Gilbert Arenas, Nick Young. First and foremost, we got NBA vets in the league. How come nobody ain't schooling young boy and letting him know about Drea
Selfish.
and putting him in that situation to where he gets this woman pregnant and he's basically going to be a meal ticket for the next 18 plus years?
18 years. 18
She a
years.
vet.
Mhm.
And she a vet. She a vet in the game.
Yeah, man. She's a sniper gang, Ebony. She's a vet sniper gang.
And then
Even at
on
these young
top of-
ones getting that check.
And then on top of that, what makes it worse is that Gilbert Arenas and Nick Young, I don't know if it was like a podcast or just, them talking on Zoom, whatever the case may be, then them two are going to go on and talk about Drea, talking about a situation where Nick Young was in the front seat and Gilbert Arenas had Drea in the back seat doing you know what. And now it's like, damn, not only does my guy have to deal with paying this chick's car note, rent, mortgage, whatever for the next 18 plus years, now you giving this man the embarrassment that she's been passed around the league. And it's like,
Bruh.
come.
And I'm sorry. Y'all telling that, I'm sorry, dudes, guys. Y'all telling that story on camera is corny.
Yeah. That's wild.
That is corny.
Wasn't Nick Young the one that called out D'Angelo Russell?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
still
He
in the
got whistle
business?
blew. Somebody whistle blew on him.
Right.
You gonna do-
That's right.
You gonna do it?
You
Come
called
on.
out D'Angelo Russell for snitching. Now you snitching on a girl years later when the girl is pregnant with a dude. Bruh. This is like 3D bros, yo. This is the whose man's is this? This is whose man's is this right now? Because all this is crazy and nasty and disgusting.
That's why I was like, yo, everybody deserves the bro. The bros just spread out. Everybody get it.
That's crazy. Deuce Pella talking on the internet is disgusting.
Agreed.
Bruh.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Alexander, bruh, people hurt people. Alexander, man, 420 time. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Roses and petunias is what I call them.
Let's go.
My favorite flowers.
Thanks.
And now that I think about it, I think Gilbert Arenas can definitely be considered broad pick MVP this season because that man's been a broad pick so many times this season I lost count.
Yeah, we need to have like the bro awards or something.
Yeah, he get it.
Oh,
He get
I
it.
love that.
He got
Bro
it.
awards.
The bro
He got
awards.
it. Hands down to me. Hands down.
Yo,
Like,
we need like a yo.
I don't retweet nothing from him. I don't because it's straight goof true. Woo. Like that it's straight goof true. Captain of the goof true. Like no. Like what? Come on. I can't. He be so wrong. And you a grown man still talking like this. Come on. You got kids.
That's sad. That's super sad.
And your kid, his kid is good. He's coming
Yo.
up now.
Anybody in the audience, an editor, can somebody like go through all the episodes and collect all the bros and that'd be so fire. Somebody just do it through all the episodes of the season and just collected all the bros for the bro awards. I don't know. Bro compilation. You need a bro compilation, yo.
You know what? We surveyed 100 people, just reminded me. Yes, bro pick goes to Shaggy because he's fooled us all these damn years. His reggae voice is not his actual voice. He's been fooled all these damn years.
Bruh. It wasn't you? That's crazy. That voice wasn't you. It's crazy.
Yo, I saw the clip that we surveyed 100 people was talking about. This man was being interviewed, and I swear to God, this man sounded like he was born in America. He sounded like he was speaking American English, no type of accent whatsoever. And this man made reggae songs for years in his accent, having people believe that that's how this dude actually talk when that is not.
Okay, but can we be honest though?
What?
Dog, that joint sounded fake from the rip. Like, come on. It sounded fake from rip.
It was a bop though.
It was a bop.
I was singing along. I was like, it wasn't me.
But like it sounded fake. Like it sounded like he could have just been an extra in Cool Running, so he would have fit right in. Like straight up.
That is
like
true.
throwback.
That is true.
It is. Shaggy never sounded authentic to me. I'm just
That is true. Compared to authentic Jamaican artists, yeah, he does some kind of fugazi.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But shocker. All right. Anybody else?
So I've shocked Uncle Fulio by supporting Burks, shocked Raw by supporting Tibbs. Now I'm about to shock all my Democrat brothers out there because I love crapping on Joe Biden, but I gotta give him some ooh because his State of the Union speech, I don't know what they had him hopped up on. Not sure if he was tripping balls up there on stage or had an IV full of puro Colombian cocaine, but my man was illuminated, he was coherent, and it was his best, I thought, public appearance in quite some time. Didn't look like he was one leg in hospice. So major shout out to Joe Biden, giving a great State of the Union. And I love the facial expression he did Marjorie Taylor Greene when he saw her. That clip had me wild. But that's not my pick. My bro pick actually goes to a conservative responder. the Alabama senator, Katie Britt. I don't know if you guys have ever seen some you got a cousin, he's in a theater. You go to some really crappy theater and you go watch him put on a performance of Santa Claus is coming to town or Mr. Smith is going to Washington. This lady looked like I don't know if she looked like she was possessed by a demon or she was controlled by AI. It was the strangest, weirdest political speech I've ever heard. It looks like cringy conservative moms on TikTok. It was very, very bizarro. And the way that she was like accentuating her voice and pretending to be really ripped apart by the border or by school choice or all these social issues that the country's always going to be divided on. She was trying to appeal to conservative voters as an up and coming conservative voice of the movement. And it was one of the weirdest, strangest, like disturbing political speeches I've seen, especially in comparison to how well Biden did. I thought Biden did in the State of the Union. He's talking a lot of empty mess, but at least he was coherent. This lady was very weird. Shout out Katie Britt. I hope your career was ruined in that 15 seconds of fame. Was it worth it? I don't know, but hey, you got a life as a full-time Karen. You will be okay.
I think with that, definitely with that, like it's trying to impress your peers, and she kind of set women back a long time with that stunt. Like, come on, you in a position as a woman, you got to put on. That wasn't a put on. No, that was not put on at all. But yeah,
brought to the robot,
bruh. I have a ooh. I have a ooh.
Oh, you got a ooh. Let's go.
I want a 3-leg parlay. Let's go.
He said he want to be like who? I missed it.
I want a 3-leg parlay. College basketball. Let's go.
My man.
Go.
I we about $20. We about $20.
Let's go. But yeah, I found some. I remember. You know, my memory shot, but it come back sometimes. So I got the cannon now. I got the cannon. Ryan had he said one of them. It was the Gilbert. I get kicked out of arenas and Nick Young being chatty patties. That was terrible. Alabama police get the bruh pick.
What they do?
See, I get it's not Black History Month. I know it's not Black History Month anymore. But come on, you got police work is police work. Black woman in Alabama calls the police about a noise complaint on her neighbors.
Oh, I already know what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
you ain't gotta be finished the story. I can already tell you.
The police.
She got arrested. I bet you.
Yeah, she got slammed.
I told you. I didn't know the story.
They looked at who the complaint was and looked at her, slammed her on her own couch and arrested her. And her 18-year-old son recorded the whole thing. And because this police officer has a so-called clean record, they did nothing. Nothing. He's not getting suspended. He's not getting fired. Nothing. Right? So
I was going to have a whole rant about how this country is run on money.
Mm-hmm.
And
Facts.
The police donate a lot of money to the government, which is why they will never be held accountable for anything because they hire politicians.
Mm-hmm.
So until we have more money than police organizations, this is going to keep going on.
Yeah. It's a never-ending cycle. Like, really, it really is. And when you think about it, it makes you look like depressed. Like, what this system is just very, and it's deep. Like, it's gonna take a lot to change it. It's just gonna take a lot to change it. But that was one of my bro picks. The other one,
conversation. When you start a conversation with Alabama police, nothing good is going to be the other end of that. Not a single
started out with
thing.
Alabama. You already know what happened with Alabama with the boats.
Alabama or police, nothing good is going to be on the other side of that state.
Immediately when I heard Alabama police, I was like, yes, it's some racist.
Pretty much.
Immediately.
Automatic.
Right, facts. The Alabama, like Mississippi, is one of the places that you just like when I was there that I felt like I just didn't want to be there no more. Like, can we play this game and get out of here ASAP? Like, we don't need to eat nothing. Let's just go. Let's go. That's how I felt there. The vibes feel very hostile.
Can't pay me to go to Mississippi, that's for sure.
Yeah, I had to. We had games there. But my next bruh picks, I guess, is going to be boxing, a couple of boxing picks. One, Ryan Garcia, get the bruh pick of the day. I don't know. That baby need hugs and therapy right now. I don't know what his strategy is, maybe to try to make Haney underestimate him, but it looked like he been next to next to Oscar De La Hoya way too much, if you get what I mean. He looked like he been playing in the nose sugar. Like his nose always, he going crazy. I don't know what kind of workout videos he put in. He said that he had got sexually assaulted by like devils or something. I don't know. It's getting real weird with Ryan right now, and it don't look like he need to fight. It look like he might need some therapy right now.
Rehab.
Yeah, definitely. It's not looking good. I think Tank knocked something loose. Cause he ain't right now. And I was gonna go to that fight, but I don't know if I want to spend my money on that fight. So, cause it's at the Barclays. It is at the Barclays on one of my favorite days, 420. Bro, pick definitely Ryan Garcia.
Bruh.
Then I'm gonna follow up with Canelo for my bro pick. I know I'm gonna piss off some Canelo fans. I'm sorry. I guess maybe not. I'm not. But for the quack job he is doing at this moment, give the people what you want. Give the people what they want. We want to see Canelo versus Benavidez. That's what we would like to see. At first, you said he had to get some wins. He's winning. Then the goalpost has kept moving. Now you talk about you don't fight Mexicans, but your next fight is against a Mexican. so quack. Then you talk about you got nothing else to prove when you've been fighting inactive fighters one after another.
Hey man, he just won his money. That's it.
Yeah, but it's the fact that he just came off a loss. You understand? He's not trying to get too many more losses on his legacy.
Get the little,
he got the Floyd, and then he lost the Bivol.
Get the washed up fights to build your confidence back and get your record. Yeah, I understand. I know
quack job, real quack.
Walks like a duck.
Yeah, quack.
Like a duck. It's a duck.
And who was it? Oh, okay, I got one more. Joe Rogan for saying that Francis is gonna whoop everybody in boxing, do this in boxing, and my man got knocked out in the first round. Second round.
Bruh.
Like almost towards ACL knocked out. Like, you know, when your knee bent back.
Yeah.
That was him. So you get the bro for that one. And the other one has to go to the Oscars for the last Black woman to win the Oscar, being Halle Berry, and she ain't played in nothing in forever. So yeah, and that's it. That's my clip. That's my
emptied the clip. Got them all out.
That's it. All right. Got it all out.
Cool. Lots of bros to go around. All right. Cool. That's the show, guys. If you still awake. We talking Knicks basketball. We're talking about boxing and everything else. You just like us. You just like us at this point. If you up talking, it's not even about the Knicks. You just like us, and we appreciate you liking us. All right, salute to you. So that's the show. We can just end it right here. Ebony, I don't know where you can find you, Ebony.
You can find me here after post games of the Knicks games. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mad Knick Fan. You'll take Knicks pregame space on Twitter, and also you can also catch me on the Liberty season for Bowling with the Queens, which is a post-game Liberty space on Twitter.
Hey, Train says, I blame y'all when I fall asleep on the job tomorrow. I blame me when I fall asleep on the job tomorrow.
I'm already tired tonight, so I'm not even.
That's a fact.
I'm not even thinking about tomorrow at this point. It's like tomorrow. No, I'm gonna be like OD tired. So
that's a fact. Yo, Lee, Lee, you have any book clubs?
It's gonna be the Knick adrenaline to carry y'all. That Knick adrenaline is gonna carry y'all.
Yeah,
but Marshall L definitely he got another bro pick. John Cena. Yeah, that was definitely a bro pick.
Yeah. Yo, Lee, any book clubs? You closing out, Lee? You picking your nose? What's happening? Okay.
He said, I seen him say he had a something in the chat.
Oh yeah, okay, never mind. Ryan G, let him know where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Ryan G KOT. You can also find me on Instagram at Sir G is chilling.
Sir G is chilling.
SIRG is CHILLIN. And also I want to big up Arsenal for beating FC Porto, making the quarterfinals of the Champions League is like the first time in 14 years, which is crazy. So let's go Arsenal, let's go Gunners, currently top of the table in the Premier League, going all the way, hopefully. And also want to big up the New York Giants because they kind of pissed me off with the Saquon Barkley deal, not paying my man his money and having to move on to the rival Eagles. But then when I saw they traded for Burns from the Panthers to solidify their pass rush, I was like, okay, all can be forgiven. I see why you ain't pay Saquon his money because you were trying to get the extra pass rusher in.
Right.
That lead pass rusher. I'm like, all right, Giants, you're forgiven. So, just like how Knicks fans say, let Leon cook. Giants fans, we need to let Joe cook, all right? Let Joe cook.
Let Joe cook. Let Joe cook. All right. So salute to that. All right. You already know. You can follow us. I guess we just have to close it out, Lee.
Yeah, it looks like it.
All right. Well, you can follow us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick Time Show on Facebook. Back. Oh, Lee is back. Okay. Lee, do you have any? Oh, okay, all good. Lee, do you have any book clubs recommendations?
No book club. Instead, I want to talk about Deadspin. Deadspin's been a great opportunity for me to voice my opinion on the NBA and write about subjects that not many other publications will let me write about, like Kyrie Irving and OKC and Leon Rose. And I don't know if you guys read the news, but a European conglomerate bought them on Monday and then fired everyone within an hour via text. So my editor sent me a message, let me know that he was let go, and all my freelance opportunities were ended as well. They're going to be filling their content with European writers and AI, like many journalism opportunities are going. So I just want to use this time to encourage everyone not to depend on anyone for your income. If you're able to try to develop skills, diversify your skill set. It's imperative in this economy to be able to do a lot of things very well or above average, and also try to do your own thing. Be an entrepreneur, start your own company, your own platform, and learn through trial by fire. And if you have opportunities, hold those doors open and allow people to come in and use your contacts and your Rolodex of names to give other people opportunities and help them out along the way. I've been helped by a lot of people in my career, and I hope to do the same for others. And I think those are very valuable things to learn when things like this happen, that you're able to stay on your feet and not drown or not be able to pay your bills. And you do so because of your own abilities and your own ingenuity and entrepreneurial mindset. So even though Deadspin is dead, I am still here, and there will be many opportunities for me to be able to write. But those opportunities are dwindling as each year with the advancement of AI and the people's lack of faith in the press is getting more and more severe. And there'll be less opportunities for me to write for publications, but there will always be opportunities for me to voice my opinions and write for myself. So do your own thing and be your own boss if you can.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I ain't gonna listen. I watched my pops get laid off in his 50s. So I knew when I started KOT that from then on I was moving differently. I'll never trust the company. I've been in my company. I love what I do, but I will never rest on my laurels because I've seen what happens when you don't. So it just is what it is. I'm always gonna try to learn and be one step ahead. That's just the way I move. And I everybody else should be doing the same as well, and try to learn new skills, learn about finances, because this is a dirty world, man. This is a dirty world. They do not care. So take care of yourself, learn as much as possible, and especially financial literacy. Like teach everything, teach yourself anything you can about finances, and be serious about it. Sure. They know what's gonna do it, but. Got mad serious for a second, but it is what it is, man. We real out here. You can follow us at the KOT Show. Oh, go ahead.
If you have opportunity, make sure you share them. Don't do not be a gatekeeper. If you have options, if you have contacts, if you have money, if you have opportunity, pass that along and help others out, especially people who don't have those opportunities. Your friends, your network, your neighbors. Try to help out your own communities and people who are less advantaged than you are. It's key.
Absolutely.
It is key, and there's enough successful out here for everybody.
Facts.
People say stay in your lane, but a highway has many lanes. So I like to say, okay, you could switch lanes. It's okay. It happens.
Definitely
Yeah.
happens.
So yeah,
I've
I
been
agree, Lee.
many of guy. I've been a t-shirt guy. I've been this guy, and it's like, wait, I've never seen you do this. I just try. I be trying stuff. I be trying random stuff, but there
The jack of all trades, master of none.
it is. There it is.
That's me though.
I see you. All right. You can follow us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick Time Show on Facebook as well. All right, cool. And that's our show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. And as always,
shout out the worldwide west. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets. That's the show. We out of here.
Peace.
York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.